Have you ever felt exhausted from trying to meet everyone's standards? The relentless pursuit of approval, validation, and perfection, only to realize it's draining your spirit. What if I told you that the secret to true freedom is in caring less about the noise of the world and more about the voice within? Stick with me, because this truth will revolutionize the way you see your life and the way you live it. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a life where the heavy chains of others' expectations no longer weigh you down. A life where your peace isn't dictated by external approval, but by your own unwavering commitment to what truly matters. Today, I want to show you that when you stop caring about what others think, life becomes not only easier but profoundly more meaningful. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like you're carrying a heavy load that no one sees? Like there's this invisible weight pressing down on your shoulders, sapping your strength, dimming your joy? What if I told you that much of that burden isn't even yours to carry? That the real freedom you crave begins the moment you realize you've been living for everyone else's approval, not your own purpose. Think about it. How much of your life have you spent trying to meet the impossible standards set by others? Whether it's family, friends, society, or even your own inner critic, these voices can become chains that keep you stuck in a cycle of trying, striving, and never feeling enough. But here's the truth: true resilience and genuine success aren't built on the approval of others. They're born when you discover your worth isn't defined by external validation, but by a deeper sense of faith in yourself and your unique journey. When you're constantly seeking validation outside, you're giving away your power. You're turning your life into a performance, a never-ending act to please a world that often remains unimpressed. But what would happen if you stopped? What if you drew a line in the sand and declared, "I am enough," not because others say so, but because you choose to believe it? That's where real healing begins, when you stop allowing the opinions of others to dictate your self-worth. When you realize that your value isn't determined by how many likes you get or how many people approve of your choices, but by the unwavering faith you have in your purpose. It's a bold step, isn't it? To release those unseen weights and embrace the freedom of living authentically. But it's also the most powerful choice you can make. Because once you do, everything shifts. You stop chasing after acceptance and start pursuing genuine success rooted in your deepest values. You begin to see that resilience isn't about never falling, but about standing tall even when the world tries to knock you down. And as you walk that path, your faith becomes your anchor, guiding you through every storm, healing every wound inflicted by unmet expectations. And here's the truth: once you decide to stop living for everyone else, your life transforms into a journey of purpose, passion, and authentic happiness. But that's just the beginning. Because the moment you free yourself from external pressures, you open the door to a whole new level of success, one rooted in self-love, clarity, and the unwavering belief that your life was always meant to be more than just a performance. Have you ever wondered why some moments in life feel like they're filled with chaos and noise, while others bring a deep, unshakable calm? What if I told you that the secret to experiencing true resilience and inner strength isn't about controlling every circumstance? It's about mastering a simple yet profound choice, the choice to prioritize inner peace over external validation. Because, let's be honest, how often do we sacrifice our serenity just to get a nod of approval from people who may never truly see us? How much of your energy is spent chasing fleeting approval, only to find yourself more exhausted and less fulfilled? Now, imagine stepping back from that frantic race. Imagine realizing that your happiness doesn't depend on the approval of others, but on a quiet, unwavering confidence rooted in your faith and self-worth. When you make the conscious decision to care less about what the world thinks, something remarkable happens. You reclaim your peace. That peace isn't passive. It's a powerful act of faith. Faith in your purpose, in your journey, and in the divine plan for your life. When external validation fades into the background, you begin to see the world with clarity. You stop measuring your worth by social media likes, opinions, or societal standards, and instead, you embrace the truth that your value is intrinsic, unshakable, divine. And here's where resilience truly blossoms. Because when your peace isn't dependent on the unpredictable whims of external approval, you become unbreakable. You develop a mindset rooted in healing and self-love. A success mindset that isn't fragile but fortified by faith. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, not because you're trying to impress others, but because you're anchored in the peace that surpasses understanding. It's a peace that whispers, "You are enough," even when the world screams otherwise. But the real power lies in realizing that this choice isn't just about feeling better. It's about living better. It's about walking through life with a calm confidence that no external storm can shake. And as you begin to prioritize that inner peace, you'll find that life becomes more authentic, more aligned with your true purpose, more resilient, more healing, more you. Have you ever found yourself drained, feeling like you've been running in circles, only to realize you've been wasting precious energy on battles that don't truly matter? What if I told you that the greatest wisdom isn't just about what you pursue, but about recognizing what's worth your focus? Because in life, there are endless distractions, countless noise that pulls us away from our true purpose. The question is, how do we discern which fights are worth fighting and which are merely distractions that drain our resilience and weaken our faith? Imagine for a moment that every ounce of your energy is a valuable resource, precious and limited. Now ask yourself, are you investing it in pursuits that align with your real mission, your self-worth, and your healing? Or are you caught up in conflicts, opinions, or superficial concerns that divert you from your success mindset? Wisdom lies in understanding that not everything demanding your attention deserves it. Sometimes, the most powerful act of faith is choosing to step away from the chaos, to pause and reflect on what truly propels you forward. When you learn to discern which battles to engage in, you develop resilience, an unshakable strength rooted in clarity and purpose. You realize that your energy is a sacred gift, meant to be invested in growth, healing, and faith-based pursuits that elevate your life. Every distraction, every unnecessary conflict is an obstacle on your journey, a missed opportunity to deepen your self-worth and expand your success mindset. But here's the truth. The ability to choose your battles wisely isn't just about avoiding stress. It's about aligning your life with your divine purpose. It's about understanding that your peace, your resilience, and your success are cultivated when you focus on what truly matters. As you begin to see the difference between what's worth your time and what's just noise, you step into a new level of clarity and power. And that newfound discernment becomes the foundation for healing and faith, guiding you through every challenge with unwavering confidence, ready to embrace what's truly meant for you. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the endless demands of life, as if your energy is being pulled in 1,000 directions? Do you find yourself caring deeply about everything? Every comment, every opinion, every fleeting distraction, only to realize it's draining the very resilience and faith you need to stay grounded? What if I told you that caring less about superficial concerns doesn't mean you're disconnected from life? It actually means you're caring more deeply about what truly matters. Because true wisdom reveals that our passion and energy are finite, and directing them toward what aligns with our core values and divine purpose transforms our entire perspective. Imagine waking up each day with a clear understanding that your time and effort are sacred. Every moment spent worrying about trivialities is a moment taken away from your growth, healing, and self-worth. When you learn to prioritize what genuinely aligns with your faith and your success mindset, you begin to see life through a different lens. You realize that the pursuit of superficial validation is just noise, distractions that hinder your resilience and cloud your vision of purpose. Caring less about superficial concerns isn't about apathy. It's about intentionality, about focusing your passion on the pursuits that uplift your spirit and cultivate lasting fulfillment. This shift in perspective empowers you to live with clarity and confidence. It's a conscious choice to let go of what doesn't serve your higher good and to pour your energy into actions that nurture your soul, strengthen your resilience, and reaffirm your self-worth. When you do this, you discover that true success isn't measured by external approval, but by the internal peace and faith you cultivate. The more you align your focus with what's meaningful, the more your life becomes a testament to healing and purpose. And as you embrace this truth, you'll find yourself more resilient, more centered, and more committed to the journey that truly leads to fulfillment, one that's rooted in what matters most. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to bounce back stronger after every setback, while others remain stuck, weighed down by what they refuse to let go? What if I told you that true resilience and authentic freedom are not about holding on tighter to what's familiar, but about the courage to release what no longer serves your growth? It's a paradox that many overlook. Sometimes, the greatest strength lies in surrendering, in letting go of the burdens, fears, and false securities that keep us tethered. Because when you release the unnecessary, you create space. Space for new opportunities, new blessings, and a deeper alignment with your divine purpose. Picture the weight of resentment, regret, or outdated mindsets, how they cling to your spirit, quietly draining your resilience and clouding your faith. Now imagine choosing to unburden yourself from those heavy chains, releasing control over what you cannot change, and trusting that your healing begins when you let go. It takes genuine strength to relinquish what no longer aligns with your self-worth or success mindset, but that act of surrender is precisely what opens the door to renewal and growth. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about rising stronger each time, fueled by the freedom that comes from releasing what's holding you back. When you embrace this truth, you understand that healing begins when you stop fighting the waves and learn to ride them with faith. You realize that every moment of letting go is an act of courage, an affirmation of your resilience and your trust in divine timing. As you shed what no longer serves your highest good, you make room for new opportunities to emerge, opportunities rooted in faith, guided by purpose, and aligned with your deepest self-worth. The journey to genuine resilience and freedom isn't about clinging tighter, but about having the strength to loosen your grip. Knowing that in surrender, you find the power to soar. Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of trying to meet everyone's expectations, only to realize that no matter how much you do, it's never enough? What if I told you that the key to true joy and fulfillment isn't found in pleasing others, but in living your authentic self? Imagine waking up each morning with a deep sense of purpose, knowing that your choices align with your faith, your values, and your unique calling. Because authentic living isn't about perfection, it's about courage. Courage to shed the masks, to silence the noise of external approval, and to step into the power of your true self. Many of us spend years chasing after validation, seeking the approval of friends, family, society, thinking it will bring happiness. But the truth is, living for others is like trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for you. It drains your resilience and dims your self-worth. When you finally decide to stop chasing after external validation and instead embrace your authentic voice, something incredible happens. You begin to experience a profound sense of freedom. Freedom to be who you truly are, to express your passions, and to pursue your purpose with unwavering confidence. Living authentically doesn't mean ignoring others. It means honoring your divine design and trusting that your unique purpose is enough. It's about cultivating a success mindset rooted in faith and healing. Believing that your worth isn't defined by external applause, but by the divine love that already affirms you. As you step into this truth, you'll notice that joy becomes more than a fleeting emotion. It transforms into a steady presence that guides your every decision. When you choose to live authentically, you unlock the door to a life of fulfillment, one where your actions are rooted in purpose and your heart is aligned with your divine calling. The journey toward genuine happiness begins when you stop seeking approval and start living the truth you were created to share, paving the way for a deeper, more meaningful connection to your highest self.